Just to ensure that you all understand how to interpret these scores, I have some charts that reflect data from the consulting firms. These types of questions have been used for decades, and the teams have a very systematic way of evaluating people's responses. A representation of how well the average person typically scores on these types of questions is indicated on this chart here. However, while this reflects the average population, as I discussed earlier, these firms tend to hire only those with the best and brightest potential. Here is a typical distribution of the scores that are hired by the consulting firms I represent. As you can see, those who do exceptionally well on these case questions tend to be the most successful overall. So thank you very much for all of you who have participated in the case questions, and congratulations to those of you who did so well. I know that there are some of you in this room who have scored within the 90 to 100% range. These are excellent scores, and you are to be commended. Okay, this concludes the first part of the review for talent management. As I mentioned earlier, we are looking to pilot simulation test software that we hope to use for future recruitment strategies. We have developed an online ball tossing game. While this may seem like a silly way to recruit talent, there is a large body of literature and empirical evidence that suggests that these rather silly games are actually excellent predictors of talent selection. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the leadership, selection, and talent literature, but Bernard Bass, one of the greatest leadership researchers of our time, created one of the most commonly known selection techniques. He would place groups of people in a room with a silly but complex task and tell people to figure it out. They were given no further instructions. However, researchers would watch them through one-way mirrors and select people based on how well they demonstrated leadership abilities in solving silly tasks. Now, as modern technology has greatly advanced, we are asking you to participate in a similar online task. Before arriving today, we have placed you in teams of 3 people. In a minute, you will be given brief background information on everyone in the group. You will then be asked to answer a few questions before starting the simulation. One final note before I let you get to work. Please take this task seriously. I recognize that online simulations can often appear to be just an online game, or that participants do not want to take the simulation seriously. Nonetheless, they are very useful and very important to our company. We ask that you treat them as seriously as possible, as this information is pertinent to our company for future recruitment. Thank you again for your participation in this project. Please now enter your name and student number to begin the final part.